everyone, welcome to The Storyist. They say blood will always be thicker than water. This means that in whatever situation, family always comes first. For a lot of people, choosing your family over anything is the right and ethical move, because they're the ones who are related to you by blood. But in reality, it might just be the right choice, but not exactly the best. Someone's family can be a person's closest relation, but that does not automatically mean that they will stick with their family no matter what. This has been the important realization of a dying billionaire in today's story, who bravely leaves his company to a janitor instead of his family. Watch until the end of the video to find out what happens. Lucio is a very hardworking man. He is a migrant from Argentina, and he has moved to the States to try and seek for a better life. However, he might also be not too lucky when he moved. It is like nothing has changed in his life back in Argentina. He used to be a busboy in a promiscuous hotel back in his hometown. He has a wife and 3 little kids who are all depending on his small income from the hotel. He works the night shift, so he was also not able to sleep properly because at daytime, instead of resting, he was helping his wife do the chores at home and take care of the kids. He realized he was not able to provide enough for his family anymore, especially that his kids were growing bigger and bigger, and they started attending school. He thought that he needed to receive better income, but having a better job than he already had was like a moonshot for someone like him. He was not able to finish his studies because their family had no money at the time. He was not even able to graduate from high school. However, despite not being able to attend a good school, or attend school at all, Lucio was a smart boy. It was just a waste that he was not able to use it wisely. When a friend of him invited him to a job fair, he did not hesitate to submit his thin resume that only showed one work experience, and that was being a busboy. But since Lucio was naturally bright and intelligent, he passed his interviews and later on got offered a job as a janitor in Texas, under a huge and prestigious company that generates billions of dollars a year. He realized it would be a great opportunity for him to finally lift his family up from the ashes, so he accepted right away, even though it meant leaving his wife and his children for years to come. He thought he would rather sacrifice missing them than to be with them and see them suffer from poverty. When he arrived in the States, he did not know any English, so he was often ridiculed. The office he works in is in a very tall building, and he is assigned to maintain and ensure spot-free cleanliness in the 3 highest floors, where the owner of the company's office is located. He was instructed on his first day to not talk to the old man who uses the office on the top floor, because he often wants to be alone. He was told just to clean the room silently and only speak if he was asked to. Lucio kept these instructions in mind when he started working. Currently, Lucio has been working in the company for 3 weeks. He misses his family so much, but he tries his best to endure the longing, telling himself that it's all for their sake in future. While he is busy mopping the owner's office floor and also pondering about his family, he notices a huge picture frame of a huge family clan. In the middle sits the old man, who is the owner of the company. His eyes linger there for a moment, not realizing that he has stopped mopping. "It's a great picture, isn't it?" the old owner suddenly voices out. This sends chills down Lucio's spine, as this is the very first time he heard the man speak. He remembers the one rule he is told: to never talk to the owner unless he is asked. But this might count as being asked, right? He asks himself. He chooses to listen to himself. "Yes, you all seem so happy," Lucio nervously replies. The owner smirks a little. "Can you see the hatred we are hiding against each other?" the old man asks. Lucio looks back at the picture, trying to see what the old man said. But it is impossible to believe that they are hating each other at the time of the photograph. They all wear genuine-looking smiles, and the picture was taken on Christmas time. Who can't be happy at Christmas? He silently thinks. "I think that's the beauty of photographs. They can recreate a whole scenario and fake its memory," the old man bitterly concludes. Confused, Lucio just smiles at him nervously. "You're a hard worker. I've been seeing you work harder than all the janitors before you. What's your motivation?" the old owner asks Lucio. "My family, sir," Lucio politely replies. The old man smiles at him bitterly. "My family used to be my motivation too, but that was before I achieved what I have today. When I reached my dreams, they suddenly became obsessed with the idea of money, not me," he humbly replies. Sadness is evident on the old man's face. He might be rich, but it is obvious that he is hiding an ache inside him that he can't let out. Since that night, Lucio has finally broken the first rule, and he doesn't regret it. It turns out that the owner is a very wise old man. He has a lot of inputs about life and success, and since that first night that they talked, Lucio has been learning a lot of things and a bunch of life lessons that he will forever treasure. You have the potential, you know. When I first talked to you, I immediately sensed you would be a bright and reliable boss someday, the owner says. Lucio just humbly bows at him. But I don't have any educational background, sir. I can't be boss, he replies. The owner tells him that being a leader does not depend on how many degrees you have taken, but knowing how to lead others and caring for other people. He tells Lucio that the most important lesson he learned in life is that being the boss does not revolve around money. That is something I failed at teaching my family. They became obsessed with money, and now all that's left in their hearts is love for material things. The mundane things that we can never take with us to the grave, the man bitterly says. Lucio, with his glistening eyes admiring the man's words, enthusiastically writes it down. The man sees him do so, and this casts a huge smile on his face. Every night, Lucio will come in at 6 o'clock to clean the old man's room for an hour, and he will use the rest of his hours talking to the man and learning things. The old man enjoys teaching him things as well, as he knows that Lucio has the potential of becoming a successful man in the future, if only he has the education he needs. So he vows to use the rest of his life teaching Lucio. One day, as Lucio knocks on the door of the old man's office, no one answers. He tries to open it, but he isn't there. That is when another janitor sees him and relays to him the bad news. The owner has passed away due to a heart attack in their home. But that isn't the biggest news. The huge news is that he has left his company in Lucio's possession. Lucio is speechless. He knows that the old man has been fond of him, but he never imagined he can think of doing that. After a while, a bunch of the old man's family rushes through the door, seizing him. But they are stopped by the security guards. He can't believe that he is the owner of the company now. He is no stranger to the ways of the company, though, because the owner has been teaching him like an apprentice for 2 months already before he died. As the family tries to lunge towards him again, the family portrait falls down to the ground, face down. Then they all see that a little note is written on its back, and it says, "Blood may be thicker than water, but money will always turn your family away. Never let yourself be a victim to this. Go home and protect your family." Lucio understands what the man means. He remembers that he has told him plenty of times that family is more important than money. He rushes down the lobby, calls an attorney, and revokes his rights to the company. Then he goes back home and uses his newfound knowledge to apply for better paying jobs. He doesn't need a company to be rich. He just needs his family to be complete. That's all for today. Thank you for watching this video, and we will see you on the next.